one more lap after this.
Okay. Currently connecting to the server.
Why is there a TeamSpeak or something? Or is Handover there?
Yes, they have a TeamSpeak.
Explains.
I don't know if it's really that hardly enforced that you need to be there, but technically you should be there while driving. I have rejoined on there.
I found it.
It is a very nostalgic thing to be using TeamSpeak again.
Old people.
Yeah. I mean, just still for now, I'm gonna turn 26, so there's that. I'm fucking old.
You're fucking old? What the shit? Okay, man. I fuck fanboys, but that's up to you.
Haggle off for 69.
Can you run the pressures through me, please, before we descend into insanity?
25-3.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, I was pretty much spot on, 0.1 off of the rears, but I want to put them up for you anyway.
I've had this problem before where like I well, last time it happened midstream, but this time in the beginning of it, where it's like I start just massively dropping frames, I lose connection on OBS, and then it immediately reconnects and fixes the entire problem, and I'm not dropping frames anymore.
Is it just OBS that's dropping, or are you actually overall dropping frame rate?
It is dropping, it's OBS dropping the frames.
Okay.
My frame rate is fine, it's just, it is literally the networking of OBS showing the drop frames top of up. I do have a plugin for my sim hub that allows me to connect to OBS, which allows me to read the drop frames, which allows me to display while I'm in VR my actual dropped frames when it happens. As a pop-up, basically. And that's what I saw. I'm riding with you. It's funny how you hitting the pit limiter turned the headlights on our car.
Fair enough.
That guy just got a will likely get pit speeding for that.
Hello, my friend.
I mean, it's a bit cuddly
I'm
here.
currently inside some minions.
Yes! I know. Luckily he decides to pit on the upper pit lane.
I'm no longer sniffing the minions. Apparently somewhere we got 9/10 of damage.
Yeah, I did see that earlier on your stream.
I mean, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put the pressures to 26 at the front, 25.4, 25.5.
Yeah.
And that probably will be good for the rest of the night. Nailed it. That's a good stint. Happy with that.
Yeah, nice job done. Tell me when to start pushing.
Yeah. I know. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're away.
Let's go, go, go.
Left 4 overcrest into 2 hill.
It'd be maybe more like a 4 right over crest into 3 left.
Don't cut.
Just
Oh, you can't
6
cut.
left caution.
Well, you can't cut this one, but you can cut the 3 left, yeah? Six caution, yeah.
Car on the left.
Yeah, 6 caution. Mm.
Yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag, be careful. Slow car ahead.
I like how race director only called the penalty in French in Warsaw.
Slow car ahead. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Ah, he decided to come to the pits, okay.
idea for Lukas, the sister car had, is to change the brake pad at some point.
Already?
I mean, just halfway in the race.
I mean, it's only 8 hours into the race, so yeah, you guys suffering from brake degradation. But hours of working fine.
They noted it would be cool to do between 3 and 7 a.m. But I don't think it's much of a failure, it's just
doing?
On the left.
Back
Yeah, on the
marker.
left.
The 7 is a driver of all time.
Yeah. Like, I got lucky up the hill that I didn't lose the rear end when I lifted off. And I mean, yeah, I was about to say, oh, and I mean they're running P14. No, they're running P44.
Yeah.
They haven't even lost that many cars, I guess, if any at all. Someone's getting meatballed in front of me, and I'm not sure if that's a bug or...
What's that?
Someone is getting meatballed in front of me.
Oh, I think that's a bug. Oh wait, no, there is a meatball. Hang on, let me go see who it is. It might be that 620.
His headlights must not be on. Likely. Or just on my end, not on. But I mean, if you're seeing them as well,
No,
it's
I
probably...
definitely saw a meatball.
Yeah. If you're seeing them as well, then... probably is just... on my end, because I just joined and some of the headlights didn't load in.
Yeah, they're still waving it. I don't know which car it's for though.
Must be one of the cars in front of me.
Wait, yeah, but which one?
One of them doesn't have their headlights, I assume.
I think it's the car directly ahead of you, the Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that Porsche.
I think he's just switched them on though.
Yeah.
Must have accidentally flicked them off. Oh, that's that Porsche again. That you ghosted into in the pit lane. Oh, I'm pretty sure there are on two of these this livery.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
The 712 got a stop-go 30 for causing a collision.
Car on the right.
Must have been a pretty
Clear on the right.
hefty collision to get that.
Yeah.
Mercedes P38. Oh wait, hang on. Who was the? Because it was a Mercedes I had the incident with. And they only just get
Yellow flag in sector 1.
I mean, I didn't get actually to report it because their reporting thing went down.
Yeah. To be fair, it might still be the same Mercedes causing the other shit.
Not unlikely.
Yellow flag, be careful. Slow car ahead. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I can pass some of these guys like they're like I'm in a prototype. Like arrive behind them on the entry of the corner and still clear them around the outside.
Kind of concerning.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Yeah, would prefer to not have to follow you through.
Car ahead.
Rude.
Yellow flag in sector 1. on the left.
Oh, the guy in front of us besides Split. Sanj couldn't fight him. What, we're P3 now?
Very nice.
Next car P2, 48 seconds ahead.
Slow car ahead. sector 1. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Yellow flag, be careful there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Can't
someone
park
was.
there.
Yeah. Someone was parked at the exit of No Name. Even when you saw it, it was just like. Not particularly easy to not run wide there.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Yellow flag ahead, be careful.
So many people are wiping out right now.
It's getting to that time.
Oh, can I?
Car on the left.
Do I need to help you guys lift you,
Clear on the left.
carry you each other past each other?
I think it's just the McLaren I was having trouble with earlier.
Well, the problem is
For some
he
reason
met a
they're
Ferrari as
insistent on
well.
fighting.
He met a Ferrari as well and just couldn't figure out how to pass him.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I don't fucking get it with these guys. Like they'll defend heaven and earth, and then they'll just brake early on the racing line.
Yeah, he did throw the indicator, but like that was basically like a 1-2 punch. Yeah, it cost me all this traffic. Like I was starting to close in on P2, but like man, I lost so much ground now on the traffic. So it's just a never-ending onslaught of them.
How the fuck are we in a multi-class race with just GT3s?
Good question.
I never thought I would be doing a GT3 only race with fucking traffic management.
I've been there.
I see, yeah, nearly 2 seconds lost to P2 that lap.
Yeah.
When you're not in traffic, you're like a second quicker.
Nearly. I think about half. I don't know, I didn't check the precise numbers. I did see it go down.
Still a long race, and bear in mind the P2 isn't an driver, so they're just gonna get worse.
Or stay like this for the rest of the race.
Now even my pace dropped off towards the end of the ANA race, the RFT one.
Yeah, we're still in this. We've only cleared the first third of this race, so...
So 1.6 seconds gain to P2, and 1 second gain to P1.
Nice.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Hey, welcome back. If I remember correctly, didn't you? I'm watching some nice endurance racing. Hey, Frapsco. How was IMSA going? Saying while building Windows 11 ISOs that I've been deep-loading all day long. Oh boy. Maybe something I need to do one day. I mean, I would like to just get rid of my Windows partition, but I think I will stay on my Windows 10 install. Well, I would prefer probably to get rid of my Windows 10 install and reinstall at some point. In some point in the relative near future. Just so I can allocate more drives to my Linux. Although I'm doing fine on that, I have a 2 terabyte drive just for that. But yeah, I will probably end up having to have a Windows partition just to, you know, play racing games. The dual booting Windows 11 and Windows in Linux is gonna be a bit of a fun one. And yeah, I have to scratch install this one, the Windows 11 if I upgrade. A, because I wanna just declutter it, and B, because I was an idiot and installed it on the legacy BIOS. So, can't boot from it without can't upgrade because Windows 11 does not support legacy BIOS. Well, probably it does support it, it's just it blocks you from installing if you try. Considering it's Windows, like it basically supports itself backwards, and it's just some arbitrary flags that they set to stop you from doing stuff.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
But no, the need for VR. Well, I haven't got. I tried VR once on Linux and it didn't quite work as well as I would. Also, you can't play VR just like what I tried. Like it, yeah, like a 50-50 coin toss if it boots up. So go figure. Oh, fuck off, Jesus.
Clear on the right.
Because you can do a VR on the Linux, it's not completely impossible. I've been doing occasionally some gaming. Shock play. Love how he is. But as I said, like it's random, but I had other issues. Like the audio randomly not working on the random attempts, and then also I had some really weird behavior from the displays. Where it definitely was not running smoothly. So, there's that. But it's more like you need it sort of for sim racing because you
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
end up getting... because a lot of hardware just doesn't work on Linux. It would be interesting for sure to try. Hardware and software, it just doesn't work, but like... It would be interesting to try, and like I'm sort of working on making some software solutions to solve some of these problems. Right. Hey B-Lip. Suddenly everybody's turning up here. I'm starting to get to the end of my first stints here.
Okie dokie.
The funny thing with S-Trap skill, with most pedals, they just pretend to be game pads, so they usually end up being compatible. So yeah, that's... But yeah, I haven't actually tried my SanDisk equipment on Linux. I've just been busy and stuff. And I've been occasionally like... I've been playing Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition on the Linux. I've been playing Deep Rock Galactic. Both without any issues. But otherwise just doing programming and stuff. I technically ran ACC even under Linux, but I only used it to create a livery. Like, I made the Pomo livery for VTrack. I made that one under Linux. Including using my drawing tablet for it. But I didn't get even that much use out of it. I mean, the the abomination of a Pomodachi that's on the roof is drawn by me. I'm getting cockblocked with meta. Yeah, okay. That's a bit of an issue with meta with Oculus headsets being supported. The funny thing will be is that Windows mixed reality headsets in the near future will be better supported on the Linux than on the Windows. It is quite ironic. Although probably the Linux project will be ported back over to Windows. But yeah, because officially Windows is gonna drop support for the Windows Mixed Reality portal. Which means those headsets will become unable to be used. This is a bit of an issue for them.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Yellow flag in sector 3.
I guess they needed to make space in their kernel for their new AI features, for which they're even trying to trying to change the keyboard layout again a bit, to put a dedicated button on there. I mean, didn't it? As far as I heard, like they tried this before with like Office, as well. So this isn't the first time they've basically attempted to force a dedicated keyboard button for something onto a keyboard. Boy, I have 4 minutes 40 coming across the line remaining on my time.
You gonna risk it?
I think I have too much traffic in front of me.
Yeah.
For that. So I think I'm gonna pit at the end of this lap.
Yeah, I had basically the same situation as you when I swapped units. Yeah. One more lap, or drive through. One more lap, or drive through.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
I mean, it's not a foreign concept for me to come into the pit lane with like 10 seconds remaining, but this is just... I'm able to get under this number, and I think the pit limiter line is also way before the start-finish line.
Yes.
But like, it's... These guys are gonna hold me up.
Your Stint is ending box this lap.
So we're gonna just come in.
Do you need pressures?
Yes.
How are the current ones?
They're starting to get a bit low now, but I think +1 should be fine.
+1.
Let's not get involved with these people here now.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. There's a slow car ahead. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yep.
So 26-1, 26-1, 25-5, 25-6.
Okay. Roger.
And I'm gonna nip to the loo.
Okay. Features nobody asked for AS support. I mean, kind of people have asked for this. I mean, Copilot is popular. GitHub Copilot is popular as a product. It's just... Is this gonna last, this AI craze, or is it just gonna collapse in their face? Because currently, AI is either relatively limited when you run it on anything local, and also most models that you can run local are not as well built than obviously cloud ones, because they want to keep their data secret and hedge their monopolies there. But what is a bigger one is just the computational requirements on these things. But when you take cloud-based solutions for your AI assistant, it does create a smidge of a problem that, like, what if you don't have an internet connection, or, you know, because you're, for example, using a laptop. Oh boy, what the fuck was just that just now? First P2 nearly just kills me, and then that guy just dies, right? Find out how they're stealing. Yeah, that's also true. Because that's how the AI business model right now works. They're trying to get away, and I don't know if they are doing that. If they are getting away with it. I have the bad feeling that they might just about just get away with this entire thing. This heist. But yeah, it's built on stolen data.
Yellow flag is set.
Scoff something in the journey in the name, yeah, that's also true. But yeah, I mean, the AI assistants, things they said, like, asking the internet, and even if you ran it locally, to some extent, even if the OS ran to some extent some AI functionality locally, it would, considering the AI button usually is on a, such keyboards features are on laptops, the laptop would basically fry itself. But it wouldn't be a new thing that these people think that having a constant good internet connection as a requirement for features is a good idea. I mean, you're getting there. Still.
Car is exiting the pit, watch out.
Still, considering you put a button on your keyboard that literally does nothing when you're not in the internet. You friend laptop pizza. Yeah, either the AI it's gonna be interesting. Oh, thank you. That you just reminded me that it's just ticked over.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Thought about perhaps putting some special effects onto my streamer overlay to when the timer ticks over, but nah, didn't get around to doing that. But yeah, I'm now an old man, 26.
Car on the left.
Happy
Clear on the
birthday.
left.
I mean, your singing can't be worse than mine. The balloons on the Twitter.
Our ages add up to 50 years and 4 days. Bollocks. So close.
So close, but yet so far.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. sector 1.
Did you bloating the different language versions of Windows? And are there even different install versions? So, yeah, I thought they just bundle all the language packs effectively into one. I guess the language pack is a bit larger, so they probably the installer itself is in all languages, but like the entire OS probably ships only in one. I mean, it is understandable that they did this historically, but like that they, I guess, can't figure out how to fix this at some point. Although I'm a user who basically just installs English anyway these days, so it's like ships with one language. Yeah, I mean, I'm a user who these days just uses English with everything anyway, so obviously doesn't fit. So we're going back onto the lead lab. Yeah, put just 10 minutes after us. But it is a consideration of me of what to do with Windows 10, because Windows 10 support is running out end of, well, autumn next year. I mean, I will probably have to still have a Windows partition for certain things, so that one probably will end up on 11. Fresh install onto 11. And do a booting arch. Yellow
flag in sector 1.
And then for something. Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, one machine that is a bit of a concern is the ancient laptop of my mum, who that laptop is, I think, from 2013. It has an Intel, I think it's the third gen has Haswell, if I remember correctly. And a third gen mobile i7 processor. So 2 cores, 4 threads, Slam Linux on it. Kind of will become probably the solution for that. Granted, the main use case for it is online banking.
Car on the left. Player on the left.
And occasionally moving files, although a lot of stuff she does these days with her tablet, so she just sends emails and everything on her tablet. Considering it is, that thing boots off a hard disk, and I've been like repeatedly like, oh yeah, do you want just an SSD in there? Like, we can easily get we take the old SSD we have that is in my server right now, or we give you another one. Or we just get one so that this thing actually boots in a reasonable time frame. But since she's actually set this thing up with a monitor and everything, the thing actually boots in a reasonable time frame, despite being on a hard disk. It's like kind of amazing if you boot a machine, like every once in a while it actually runs properly. Crusted Windows install like decrusts itself. You run it enough. Into this. The thing is, she does have some applications she does use, and that's outside of a web browser. If it was her literally just using a web browser, I'm like, it would probably be fine, but like she does for her crafts and like stitching and patchwork and stuff like that. She has software for, and that's obviously a tiny bit of an issue, considering this software is made for a specific demographic that is already very tech illiterate, and then has to, which she isn't really, but like the software is made for tech illiterate people effectively, who don't even know what a Linux is, so like that software definitely doesn't have any support. Chances are these days it actually runs on the Proton probably pretty Proton and Wine pretty well, but you know, the thing, I don't even know if it has a TPM chip to actually go to 11. My laptop does have TPM. I know that for a fact. My laptop would actually support going to Windows 11. That thing is now 8 years old, that laptop. That would actually be able to upgrade to 11. It's just, I've long switched over to Linux. Well, not that long, I've switched over to Linux. A good 2 years? 2.5 years, something like that on that machine. Going from Ubuntu to recently installing Arch also onto that one. Which Wayland finally fixed a massive issues with screen tearing that I had on that machine. Well, sort of. Every application that uses X-Wayland still effectively produces screen tearing, but it's not quite as bad. I have effectively some flickering in Firefox where UI elements decide to slightly move around. It's just slightly odd. It works well enough, though. I mean, considering she does use the battery on that thing on her laptop has been long dead. But still a laptop that you could actually remove the battery on. But yeah, she's been effectively using the thing as a desktop PC for a while. I'm telling her, like, look, we have literally parts of all PCs laying around. We could just give you an FX 6300 with like 32 gigabytes of RAM and an SSD, and you will be probably good for life. Like, the FX 6300 is not fast, but like it's still faster than her processor. And will struggle with like a modern web browser occasionally if you push it really hard, but like you probably won't. And we have DDR3 literally growing on trees basically in this household. Like, I do actually have an FX 6300 laying on my over there on the shelf. Oh, it's installed on it. Oh, motherboard. And a motherboard with 32 gigabytes of RAM because I just have so much RAM laying around. So just gave it 32. With a GTX 960 4 gigabytes. I hate that CPU.
Gaining on the car ahead in sector 2.
What specifically do you dislike about that CPU? Anything you specifically like dislike about it? Is it because like they're you used the GTX 960 with 2 GB with that CPU. Yeah, I used the 4 GB model with that CPU and 16 gigs of RAM. That was my config for a while. Even played for a while R-Factor 2 on it. Back in 2017. I switched then to I started having like overheating issues again on the machine, but I've not reinstalled I think the CPU since then. This the heatsink is still fine, so I don't know what that was about.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Served me times well. Did side grade for a while to an i5 3470K. The liquid cooler. Before moving to an Ryzen 3 3300X
Yellow flag ahead.
for like a year.
Slow car ahead.
Just how that guy rejoined onto the circuit was something. Yeah, I had the fun issue when I first started, when I built that PC and started using it, is that there was a bug in the motherboard BIOS that had been fixed already, but I didn't have but my motherboard hadn't been flashed, which made the CPU, they gave the CPU too much voltage, so it just cooked itself. Well, it didn't die, but like it got hot and the PC emergency shut down itself. So if you put any load on it, it just basically got too hot and the thing just decided to go down. Which was a bug that after some digging I came across, and I just... You could either downclock the thing manually or just install the BIOS patch, and I think I did both. But that's a fun one. Yeah, silicon. I mean, I remember that i5 3470K build. I had to move my power supply over to that one when I side graded, and I forgot to plug the liquid cooler pump in, and then I was surprised that why my CPU was suddenly throttling down. Because it's a bit hot for it. It's reached like 110 degrees Celsius and decided to just throttle itself down. CPU is, by the way, still alive today. But I haven't used it in a while. But yeah, it effectively started throttling itself because Windows got booted effectively on it. So there's that Nightmare Edition.
There's a car sticking lane. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Yellow flag in sector 3. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I definitely do have my headlights on. So why am I getting thrown meatball flags towards me? I mean, I don't get one shown at the top left. It's just that there's a bunch of people waving meatball flags, probably for a car behind me.
They're just hungry.
Car on the right.
And yeah, the fact that this has now happened multiple times where people end up without their headlights on in this race, it's quite impressive.
Just split 3 shenanigans, it's fine.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen this in ACC before, really. At most you observe this happening when a race goes from... when it's still bright outside, but the game decides that you need to put the headlights on because it's getting into the evening. So you see someone in front of you just not having done it yet, and 2 corners later this is probably solved.
Car is exiting the pits, watch out. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Okay. That guy is also now in the pits. They pit just about the halfway point for our stint. Well, him actually, because it's a solo driver. They seem to be stationary very long here. I mean, about half an hour ago I was about 45 seconds behind them when I came into my pits.
To be fair, you did gain a lot through that stint. Because at the start of the stint they were right behind you. And they dropped like 20 seconds back, so...
Yeah, we're about just over 10 likely once they get up to full speed here.
Possible they had some damage to repair.
Yeah, good chances, and this is why we end up now 10 seconds behind. Yeah, we did also gain on the race leader to about 90 seconds now. That NSX just kept creeping onto the racetrack.
Hey, that's the owner of the team.
The owner of the team?
Helios. I think it was Helios that had the interest in rejoin.
Yeah, that's the NSX. But what do you mean with owner of the team?
He owns the Helios community team, which is the car he's driving. Not particularly quick either.
Yeah, they're not doing the NSX justice. Did do V-Track after all in between, and yeah, I completely and utterly dominated in 2 drenchingly wet races.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Boats are good in water, who'd have thought it?
What do you say?
Boats are good in water, who'd have thunk it?
Is the NSX really a boat?
I was more meaning the M6. Or was it the M6 you were driving?
NSX.
Ah, okay.
Which is the car that nearly took me out with a rejoin just now, but like... But yeah, the start of race 2, the track was flooded even.
Joy. Aquaplaning.
Surprisingly, there wasn't that much aquaplaning around Indianapolis.
To be fair, I guess it's quite flat, so there's not really anywhere water can puddle.
Yeah. Guess the drainage system is pretty decent. Although, I mean, it did get up to flooded, but there was a lot of rain. But yeah, surprisingly, I mean, like the people who usually race against, they completely had a whole lot of issues just keeping up with me. I was nearly a second pull up faster when usually these like matching me or even faster drivers. But surprisingly, the people at the bottom end of the grid, because we have quite some slow drivers also at the other end, they did better than in previous rounds. Like, they weren't quick, but they weren't constantly dying, surprisingly. And only one of them got lapped in the 25-minute race. The thing is with these late pitters here, from what I looked at the spreadsheet, we're about somewhere between like 15 to 20 minutes short of getting to the end of the race. So we do have to do a splash and dash right now.
Yeah.
I guess that's how it was looking. obviously a whole bunch of factors can still change this. This does mean that like people that run as much longer as that guy in P2 right now that we're running down, they currently are sitting in a position where they likely don't need to do that pit stop. And considering most of the pit stop time comes from this giant pit lane, not taking tires or anything doesn't gain you that much. It still does, but not that much. Bad watching you on my phone. I think I can stream on my Chromecast.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Yeah, I do have the kimono for Christmas and New Year. And then I usually use it up to my birthday. And then I think in summer sometimes I could use this model as well. You do know that this model is at this point quite old. I think V-Rod was still beta when I made it. It's not bad. Although the kimono model has a bug where I think what happened is that I exported the face mesh twice. Great job, me. So, if you look closely, you see some sea fighting in the face, and I'm pretty sure that is due to the face mesh being exported twice for some reason.
Losing to the car heading sector 1.
Keep faking yourself there. Yeah. I don't know, but I don't really have the time to replace this one right now. I'd like to, kind of. I mean, the general design ideas behind it is like about it. But you know, like most VTubers, it's like, hey, I could use perhaps a new outfit. I could. The hair is might be decently looking, despite how utterly primitive it is.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
There's always something you can improve on it.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
It's at least time for a facelift. Long overdue. Look.
I swear, some of these drivers need to go to fucking rejoin school.
Well, I mean, he was staying on the right hand side, it's just... can I trust him to not just lose control over his car again? Or stop staying on the right hand side or just randomly move across the track? There's always something that I can't quite be sure of. And another car has found the wall on top of Radeon. What the hell is this guy? P5 is like closing in massively on me right now. I guess he's really fast in a straight line, but doesn't have any cornering whatsoever.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Curb there.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Gaining on the driver ahead in sector 3. on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Leader's got a drive through.
Leader? Oh!
914 track limits.
That's spicy. Because that means they will come out about 30 seconds ahead of us.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Gaining on the car ahead in sector 2.
How many laps?
11 minutes remaining.
Cool.
He's struggling right now with these back markers. I'm pretty sure he overtook last lap. them and re-overtaking, or is it just that I've admitted that I just passed one of the back markers and there's just another one that they caught up in the meantime one?
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Staying distracted. Was a bit too late on the brakes. Track and air temp has dropped down to 12 degrees now. But my tire pressures are fine. Although I just had that slide out, so I don't know. Yeah, I would say a repeat of the previous tire pressure slightly.
There we go. I am ready.
Okay. Track and air temp has dropped to 12 degrees, but my tire pressures are looking decent, I would say. So I think we're gonna stay on these pressures.
Cool.
Thanks, Jeff. Currently 7 minutes and 7 seconds across the line.
Alright.
That might just about be enough.
Depending on traffic, you'll have like 25-30 seconds to spare.
I think you're more generous than we probably will be.
There's a car extinct lane.
But with the N6 is off. Because you need to consider it's 2 minutes 20, roughly pull up.
Yeah,
a bit
but
faster.
when it was 7 minutes 7, you were like 15 seconds down the road already.
No, that was roughly on line when I said that.
Oh, okay.
Feels like the tires are starting to really give up. doing this sliding now. Is the Frenchman sleeping? I don't know. I don't think Loic is in our channel. He was here earlier.
Loic's deafened.
Okay, so he is in our channel. Oh boy. I think that was just P2 literally taking out one of the back markers. If I saw that correctly. Or at least he got together with him.
Yeah.
Yellow flag, be careful there. Slow car ahead. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I mean, as much as I would like to do that extra lap, I think it might be more sensible to just pit to get out of the traffic. Not that we... I think even with the traffic, I think I'm gonna be able to do the extra lap. It's just... As much as I would like as a driver to fight the guy in front of me, I think it's more sensible to get out of the way.
Your stint is ending. Box system.
Yeah, I mean, if we're really tight, not really worth the risk.
Like, I think the risk is manageable. It's just the gains from running up against him are non-existent. Like, we gain a bit on the strategy by doing an extra lap, but like, in terms of the race directly with him, I think it is strategically better to pit. Avoid fighting him, considering he pits about half an hour later.
Yeah.
So we aren't even directly fighting him.
Either way,
for
we're
now.
off cycle.
But at least of his, so isn't too much to gain, right? Getting involved in a fight here. So let's just pit the front.
Do you need precious?
Yep,
26-1, 26-1, 25-5, 25-6.
okay. Good. I have you selected, and yeah, I hit the pit speed line with about 2 minutes 26 remaining.
Yeah, not worth that risk.
Yeah. As I said, it's... We would have also just lost time stuck behind him for this last lap. That was mainly my point. I think the risk was manageable. It's just we would have just lost actually time behind him. Which made it not
Problem
quite.
is as well, even if you do want to fight him, if you get an accident, there's a chance you go back over that.
Oh
right
yeah.
limit.
Oh yeah. Right. Oh, I think I overshot
Because obviously
slightly.
there's more than
Nope.
a chance that they wouldn't want to give up.
Yep, right. Just right now, a bit of a problem seeing the number. Nah, this works now. 18. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Tried my hand on actually starting the engine for you already, and it seemed to have worked. Thanks, Louis. You should probably get some rest. But yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty well. We're a bit of a disadvantage in terms of the strategy towards the end of the race right now. We're currently on a splash and go, but we're so far out from the end of the race still that this is something that's just, yeah, exists. But we shall see if a rain cloud comes by and just throws that anyway overboard. I mean, with the race for wishes, there was no raid for the entire race till like the last 3 hours, so it suddenly rained in. So let's see with that one. But yeah, we should be able to win in about half an hour P2 pits. We should be able to cycle up into P2, and the race leader should be about 30 seconds ahead of us when they pit in about 10 minutes. The amount of force you need to use to pass people is quite something. Yeah, pretty good stint from me, I would say myself. Solid pace. Didn't get any track cuts. Didn't get any damage. And just made up ground.
Yeah, I mean the cut tracks is the best thing.
Yeah. By the way, I mean we were right behind P2 just now, before we pitted. P2 is right now 5.5 seconds behind the race leader. So if you run a decent pace now, when they're pitting about 8 minutes at this point, we might be either just behind them or jump them already for the lead. Or well, P2 at that time, because the solo driver still needs to pit then a bit later.
I love just how much you can push it in the night at this track.
Yeah, car was feeling really nice there in these stints. It's surprising how kind of badly it does in the daylight stints, considering it's not that hot. But the ambient temperature is definitely not particularly warm. I don't know. I don't quite remember what temperature this setup was run at when we ran it for the 6 hours of the racing past 6 hours of Spa, because that's where the setup originally was made. Bolted together from a USEP setup, Lopez setup, and then used the day after in a 3-hour race, right? It was a 3-hour race with 4 mandatory pit stops. A bit strange. But yeah, a 3-hour race the day after, and 2 days in a row scoring a podium. It's funny, I was a lot more tired before I started the stint. Oh god, careful, careful.
Don't worry, I had seen it. What the fuck?
The amount of speed he had in reverse there. P2's in the pits. The race leader's now in the pits. Right. The solo driver is now in the lead of the race.
Okay.
The solo driver had prior to their pit stop closed up the gap to 2 seconds from 5. So chances are it's gonna get really tight here on the pit exit. Yeah, they're driving right now down the pit lane. Yeah, they have a very late pit box. They parked just before the pit exit. Right. They've now come to a stop. Although they took a while to switch the engine off. That's gonna cost them dearly. I think you're gonna jump them. They are still standing still. And there you go. Oh, they've just come off the jacks.
Yeah, I had some really good outlaps there.
Yep. Good job. As far as I can judge, they did not switch drivers there. As far as I can judge, I can see they have 4 drivers on that lineup. Yeah, they're about 12 seconds behind you now. Yeah, you're about a minute 20 behind the race leader right now. Minute 28.
Alright.
So I
See
think
if I can get that down.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure when he pits, you're gonna jump him as well if the gap stays like this, which it probably won't. You will probably close in a bit more. I think I'm gonna stop my stream now, lay down for a bit, and then be back when you go back. When I need to go back into the car in about 2 hours and a
Yeah,
bit.
no worries. Crushes of 26-1, 26-1, 5-5 and 5-6, weren't they?
Yeah.
Cool.
By the way, at this point there are only 2 Ferraris in the top 10. Including us. The other one is P9 Gonzalez, who also has the fastest lap.
Oh yeah.
There's also only 1 McLaren in the top 10, and that is P10. There's 2 solo drivers and P1 and P4 that are in the top 10. The others are outside of the top 10. P45 is 28 laps down and still running. That's the BMW M6.
I admire their tenacity.
P44 is about 18 laps down. P32 about 10. So there's somewhat of a gradient. I've just noticed how the Fana logo on the back of our car looks now with all the dirt on it. Yeah, that didn't come out well. I mean, it's okay when light actually shines on it, but like when you're in a dark area and no one is behind you, it looks very bad. So, then I shall. I'm not gonna turn my controls on. I'm just gonna literally wave goodbye. I will keep my PC running and everything. Just lay down for a bit. And then we shall be back for part 3, which will also see. We'll run as long as possible, effectively. Right, because at that point I can let the stream run till the end of the race. Right. Okay, then I shall say good night. Bye bye. God, that's gonna make someone seasick.